What up? Hey everyone, quick little thing that I have to tell you guys. I'm sick right now. It's pretty bad, so just stick with me if you hear me a lot. I need to catch up on a lot of videos because I'm pretty behind right now. And I want to catch up, that way it's not to the point where I'm like weeks behind. So yeah, I'm going to, instead of making these onto their individual reviews, I'm just going to hammer them out right now so I can just get through them. So there's 3 books and kind of 1 movie joined with one that I want to review. And so let's just go right into it. The first one I was going to have a book talk on, but actually I think I'm just going to review it. And that book is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I think I gave this book 4 to 5 stars. It was a really good book, really interesting. And actually, before I go too much into it, I made a little poem because I could. I do what I want, okay? Ransom Riggs wrote this book that is right here, about some kids peculiar and queer, but to find out more secrets, like a box of lost trinkets, we must wait a month for them to appear. Because seriously, I want the sequel, like now, like the ending. It was exactly like Divergent, okay? Which actually is the next book that I'm going to talk about, but it's one of those open endings. It's kind of like, okay, now that you love all the characters and you're like deep within the story, we're gonna stop and you have to wait like a year or so. And luckily I didn't read it till right now, because otherwise I would have had to wait like months, which would have been crazy. But now I just have to wait like, I think 2 weeks now? Yes! So soon. So I'm glad that I don't have to wait too long for the sequel, because I want the sequel and I want it now. Some things that I really liked about the book. Ransom Riggs, his writing style is fantastic. I love it so much. It's so unique, poetic, I'd say. It's a very well written book. I really do like it. It's like cinematography, except with words. And I know a lot of authors do try to paint pictures and stuff, but Ransom Riggs does it so well, where he literally paints it for you. The word choice is so fluid, and it's fantastic. It's a pleasure to read this book. It really is. That being said, the plot, which even though I thought it was really good, was kind of all over the place. Like, the first part is creepy, and then you get to a mysterious part. It's more mystery, and then it's just like an adventure / battle scene, which was pretty cool, but it just felt all over the place. And it was different, which I did like, but it was hard to follow and get a real vibe for the book. And the creepy part, it was creepy. The mysterious part was very mysterious, and I did want to know what was going on. And the battle scene was pretty epic. So, I mean, Ransom Riggs exceeds in what he writes. It's just, I think he needs some more, find out what he really wants to write about. And I'm pretty sure he will in the second book. So, I'm overlooking that, because it was a very good book, and I really do enjoy it. The story and the characters are awesome. Like, some of the characters, like, their like abilities and stuff, oh, it's so cool. And they're so unique too. Hugh or Horace? I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, Hugh, I'm pretty sure is the bees. That's different. I've never seen anything like that, or the back mouths or anything. So yeah, like, there's a lot of different cool things, quirky things about the book, and it is very different, I must say. If you don't like different sort of quirky little novels, I don't think you'd enjoy this, but you should still give it a try. It's a very good book. I liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And the pictures fit in perfectly. Like, all the little pictures that he has in the book, they work itself in. It makes it a very enjoyable experience. Have a visual as well as the words. So, that's that. Next, Divergent. I read this partly because my friend has the book as well, and she really wanted me to read it together, so we kind of had like a little book club thing. And also, it's getting so popular and there's a movie coming out, so I had to read it. And so I read it, and obviously I loved it. It was fantastic. I rated it a 5 out of 5 stars. Probably the only bad thing I can say about this book is the lovey-dovey stuff between Four and Triss. It was, I think, a little bit overused. And I get that they're trying to show that they love each other, but honestly the words and the stuff and how they act, that more conveys the love, rather than the just, I said hey, and then we kissed, and then we kissed some more, and then we lied down and kissed. I don't know, it seemed like there was a little bit too much kissing in this book. But again, I still loved it. It was fantastic, and that's one small, minor little detail that I didn't like. Everything else was awesome though. I really did enjoy it. I love how everything was set up. I love the whole story. I really enjoyed the whole like training to be a part of the Dauntless. That was really cool. And yeah, if you haven't read this book, which is probably like the 1% now out there, but if you haven't read this book, I do recommend it. It's very good, and it is sort of Hunger Games-esque, but not that much. Not to the point where it's just annoying. It's very good, and it goes, like I said, a similar route, but it's very different also, so highly recommend. And lastly, I wanted to talk about The Perks of Being a Wallflower, the book and the movie. I must say, these are one of my favorite books and one of my favorite movies of all time. This story, it's so relatable for me. I relate to Charlie a lot, and they're just fantastic. I love it so much. 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Both are amazing. And actually, if you haven't read this book, just go read it. It's so good. It's about Charlie, who is becoming a freshman in high school. His best friend just committed suicide. And it just talks about his whole year through letters to someone called Friend. Just dear friend. And you learn more about his life and what's going on. And I must say, this is probably one of the best books I've ever read. It's fantastic. And when they say it's a modern classic, I totally agree. I can't say anymore. It's one of those books that I believe everyone should read. Not younger people. If you read the book, you'll understand. It's more of like high school and on. And honestly, I think I read that it was one of the most banned books for a couple of years, and I don't get it. I mean, I do kind of because of the content-wise, but that's high school. That is real life. You can't censor real life, so I mean, why censor that part of the book? I don't know. It's one of those books, it's an experience. And you come out seeing yourself as a better person and that you learned. And that in itself is amazing. So, highly recommend this. And honestly, one cool fact that I think I should share. In The Perks of Being a Wallflower, it was a very good adaptation, of course, because the author, Steven Chbosky, I don't know how to pronounce that, but you're my man. He was the one that adapted the film adaptation, which, brilliant idea. Good ideas. But one thing that I must say, one of my favorite scenes was actually taken out of the movie, and it wasn't even in the book. And that's where it shows his friend, and it shows him, what happens is, it's when he played the recorder, and it's like, the song's pretty sad, but it reminded me of your eyes. And it goes to Charlie on his bed, reading, but his friend is still alive, and it kind of pans to the friend, and it's a moment where the friend says that he kissed Susan, and he wants to ask her out and everything. And Charlie, you know, is supportive there, and it's just one of those moments that it's just like, it made me like realize you really need to come to appreciate your friends, because they could be taken at any moment, and all you have are these memories, these small little memories. And it was really touching and really sad, and actually it's my favorite clip, even though it wasn't included in the movie. And that is all my reviews, so I hope you enjoyed. I apologize for the sickness, but thanks for dealing through it, and I hope to see you next video. And by the way, start of the next year, unfortunately I won't be able to read too many of the books that I really do want to read. I'm going to have to read a fair amount of classics, which I guess is good, but again, it's for school. And I'm doing soccer right now, and soccer plus having to read like a classic every week, it's gonna get crazy, like really crazy. So I'll try to read a book during it. I'll probably read some of the shorter books, or ones that I'm really gonna enjoy and get through pretty fast. So I will be reading, but I don't know how fast I will be able to read during that time. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. And by the way, comment down in the comments below what you thought of these books, if you read any, or what books you're excited about, or what books I should read. Cool, I'm so awkward in my outros, I apologize. But anyway, bye. I need to work on my outros, I apologize. See ya.